Well, the actual video for Shatter has bits of the film. There's a film called Night Watch, which is a Russian adventure horror film, I suppose. And we got involved with this film after seeing it, and they've basically cut bits of the film into us doing some acting. There's some band performance stuff. And making videos is such a gamble, because you can spend all the money on it and it doesn't always look good. We've had videos in the past and I thought, I just haven't liked them. But I think this one's come out really, really good, and it's got a really good sort of band chemistry in the video as well. It doesn't take away, although it's in a film and it's all about a film, it's still a feeder video, which was important to us.
We went over to promote the film at the launch of Night Watch in Moscow. And it was amazing. It was a place I've always wanted to go, and we were looked after really well.
Is this the ending or is this the start?
That trip was kind of special because it was specifically for a movie. Normally you sort of see you wake up in the tour bus, you walk from the tour bus to the venue, do a sound check, or have some lunch, then do a sound check, and then do your gig, and then you get back on the bus. And only on days off do you sort of see any of the city that you're in, Touring is really important, especially for a rock band. When you're a rock band, people want to see you play live, and they want to be able to see that you can pull it off, Personally, that's why I got into music in the first place, because I just loved the applause and the feedback at the end of in between the songs and at the end of the show. It was really something that was the only time of the day where I don't think about anything else but what I'm doing, and I'm completely in the moment and absolutely present. And I love that about music and what it does for me. Headlining Donington and having a #2 record and all these kind of things are the fantastic parts about being in a band. But some of the difficult parts, well, probably the most difficult part for me is being away from home for a long period of time. Because when I used to tour, I didn't ever want to go home. But as I've got older, I'm quite happy with being at home. So it gets more difficult to be away from family and friends as I get older. But it's a small price to pay for living the dream, really.
I wouldn't say we are big, but we've got a pretty good fan base. We still appreciate these fans, because without their support, we are not here, today. And obviously, even after 12 years, maybe we come a bit bigger, but we have to appreciate these people's support.
Pushing the Senses, I was definitely more kind of aware about what was going on at the time. When we made Comfort in Sand, we didn't really know what the future had in store for us. We came through the worst, so that's why this one felt like we'd kind of come through that, and really sort of, it feels more like a recovery album to me. What happens on the next one, I really don't know. I think it'll certainly be probably a more upbeat album. I've been writing some new stuff, and it's a bit more. It's probably a bit rockier. It's probably nearer like Shatter, which is it's kind of in that vein at the moment. But I'm sure in a few months' time it could change. But yeah, I think that Pushing the Senses has definitely felt like we were moving forward again.
I do believe Grant is a great musician and a good, great songwriter, and he's really hard worker. I can't believe how many songs he's written.
It's really frustrating sometimes because he won't delegate stuff, and you want to take some of the pressure off, you want to take some of the load off, but he wants to do it, and you have to admire him for that, because Feeder is his life, you know.
Well, firstly, I think Mark is an outstanding drummer. I know he loves Dave Grohl, but for me, he's certainly the closest thing that I've seen and heard in the UK, you know, for being a great rock drummer. And I compare him, he's like a UK version of Dave Grohl. And Dave Grohl, I think, is an outstanding drummer. He's like one of the best.
Mark is a big man with really soft heart.
Well, obviously, Taka and myself, you know, go back a long way now. He almost feels, you know, to me, he almost feels like a family member. I know that sounds weird. He's almost like a brother, in some way to me. There's times where, you know, there can be a bit of friction between us, but in general, I think there's a deep down like respect for each other, you know.
Taka's probably the member of the band that kind of plays the hardest, I guess.
He comes across as being like very, very quiet, but he's not all the time. You know, when Taka has a few drinks, he can be, you know, the life and soul of a party. You know, he's bubbly and fun.
He's a hard-working family man and loves his music. If me and Grant are arguing, he's the one that kind of steps in the middle and goes, "Come on, let's grow up here." And so he's the mediator of the band, I think.
He keeps a good balance between kind of me and Mark, and it was the same with me and John in some way. You know, there's always, I don't know if it's like a drummer and a singer thing, but there's always a little bit of healthy competition or friction between the two. And I think that Taka's a good middle person to have. He tends to sort of stop things getting too out of control.